Hello everybody, today is June the 17th, 2019, and this is the Sydney Morning Herald. Trump says supporters might demand he serve more than 2 terms as president. Really? President Donald Trump on Sunday floated the possibility of staying in office longer than 2 terms, suggesting in a morning tweet that his supporters might demand that I stay longer. This is just Trump, through the Obama agenda, putting it out there that he should be allowed, or that his supporters should demand that he stays in, that he would be there for 2 terms, for more than 2 terms, being a 3rd term, which is the only way that this can happen is for the 22nd Amendment to be repealed. And that's exactly what is going to play out. And Trump knows this, and Trump is baiting his supporters to riot, to rally, to keep him in, because they want a civil war out of this. This is going to be a race relations war. Donald Trump versus Barack Obama. You'll see. People don't believe it, and I can see it by the comments. Well, previous comments anyway, because that no longer exists on my channel for good reason. The president has previously joked about serving more than 2 terms as president, including at an event in April, which I covered, where he told the crowd that he might remain in the Oval Office at least for 10 or 14 years. And that was here at the Rose Garden. I covered this in a previous video. The 22nd Amendment of the Constitution limits the presidency to 2 terms. In tweets Sunday morning, Trump also voiced distraction, blah, blah, blah. Exciting in, what's the word? Anyway, discrediting the Washington Post and the New York Times, calling it the enemy of the people, which is just Trump. Blah, blah, blah. Rubbish. The good news is that at the end of 6 years, now the good news is found in the Gospel of the New Testament in your King James Bible, idiot. After America has been made great again and I leave the beautiful White House, do you think, parenthesis, right? I've just talked about that in the Hamilton play. Hamilton Broadway. Do you think that the people would demand that I stay longer? Keep America great, in brackets. Both of these horrible papers will quickly go out of business and be forever gone. Yes, really, you'll be gone. That's what's really going to happen. You're going to fade into obscurity. Last year, Trump also joked about doing away with term limits in a speech to Republican donors at his Mar-a-Lago estate, in which he praised Chinese President Xi Jinping for doing so in China. You can read about this, continue to read about this on the Sydney Morning Herald. I just want to say, maybe in July, that's what Obama said at Canada, in Canada just recently, when he was one of his just most recent visits to Canada, where he was asked about coming over to Canada and running for Prime Minister there. He said, well, maybe in July. Well, this is what's going to go down in July. And this is why Trump is doing the shenanigans that he is doing now. Because the last time that the 22nd Amendment was put forward to Congress was the 113th Congress, back on the 4th of January 2013, and it still sits there waiting to be enacted. To the number of his name, the man born on the 4th of the 8th, who represents 666, Barack Hussein Obama. So we'll go back again and recap. 22nd Amendment, 1947. You can verify all this with just a simple Google search and using date-to-date calculator. This has exclusively been shown on this channel. It's my work. And if I could patent it, I would, because Not that there's anyone scamming my work, thank goodness, but there are people using the number of his name so erroneously. Fake news. If there ever was fake news, these channels are guilty as hell. Okay, so you've seen it. Write it down. 22nd Amendment ratified. 666-216. Man born on the 8th month, 4th day. Let me continue. GOP Grand Old Party did a video for YouTube. A parody on Obama's third term. Which, strangely enough, Obama acted for this Republican video. If that doesn't speak volumes to you, then you are fast asleep. Nobody does a video for the Republican Party. I mean, come on, just wake up. Do I need to explain that? They're all part of the same system. Democrat, Republican, high up elite are all working for the same end game goal to install Lucifer back into the seat of power. Revelation 13:5, and the beast was given power to continue for 42 months. And lastly, 22nd Amendment ratified. Out from his birth, 666, which equals 2016 days, to the 10th of February 1967, is when the 25th Amendment was ratified.